It's your girl ChucTayyy, and I am here with your RETV Sports Break. You can catch me here every Thursday, talking junk, spitting facts. Let's get started. So I did pretty well with my predictions last week. So guys, remember I said I'm writing everything down this year, or at least keeping it all in the same place. So if you were not with us last week, I made my playoff predictions for wild card round, so on and so forth. I was really good. I was actually 100% in the NFC, so go me. The AFC, not so much. Now let's be real, guys. Okay, let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Did I want the Steelers to win? Of course I did. Did I think they were going to win? No. I mean, it's just, listen, a friend of mine said it best. We all knew what it was hitting for over here. It doesn't make it any less embarrassing. So they had our hopes all high and just, it's fine. So anyway, my predictions were Tampa Bay over Philly, Rams over Cardinals, San Francisco over Dallas. All true. All of the things. Pats for Patrick. The AFC, again, not so much. I had the Raiders over the Bengals because I can never in good faith say I want the Bengals to win anything. So that didn't happen. I did have the Bills over the Pats, and boy, whew, Bill Belichick, you should be embarrassed. Embarrassed. We're not even going to get into it. And then, of course, I had the Steelers over the Chiefs. Not so much. So now, really quick, as we are on the road to the Super Bowl, I have this week in divisional matchups, I am going to take the Titans over the Bengals, the Chiefs over the Bills, and then in the NFC, I'm going to take the Packers over the 49ers and the Rams over the Bucks. That's what I have. We'll check back next week to see how that all plays out. Again, the Super Bowl is coming up the weekend of Valentine's Day, which is also usually the weekend of All-Star Weekend. I haven't heard anything about All-Star Weekend, or maybe I just didn't look hard enough. So we'll see what happens there. But nevertheless, February the 13th in LA, terrible halftime show that's coming. But we'll see as we continue over the next couple of weeks who is going to go into the Super Bowl. Also in NFL news, listen, okay, let me just tell you what's happening. So John Gruden, if you don't remember, he's the coach that had all these crazy racist, misogynistic, homophobic emails that were leaked and basically lost his job. That's the very, very short version of that story. This happened a couple of months ago. He tried to turn around and sue the NFL, basically saying like there was no reason those emails should have been leaked. They're basically on this weird witch hunt for me, all of the things. So that brings us up to present day, in which the NFL is like, hey sis, we need to go ahead and drop this suit because it's baseless. No one is targeting him. Like, this is dumb. This is dumb. It's basically what the NFL is saying. So, of course, now there's all this back and forth between lawyers and all of the things. And here's what I have to say, because I know that's why you're here. John Gruden is basically saying they're on some witch hunt and that there was no reason the emails should have been leaked. But why, John, is it not, I should not have said these things? This is my problem with, I have a problem with a lot of things. But my entire problem is, you're trying to go after them because you believe they came after you and it was baseless and there was no reason. But why did you say it? Also, like, I keep seeing this TikTok that says, cover up your tattoos while you're committing crimes in 2022. And while I do not condone crime, it's like, if you're going to be racist or misogynistic or homophobic or anything that could cause you to lose your job or face backlash, how about don't say them, number one. And number two, how about don't leave a paper trail? It's like really not this hard of a concept, right? If you're going to lie, if you're going to cheat, if you're going to steal, all of those things, do not leave a paper trail. Do not say things in a room full of a bunch of people where somebody's probably going to hear you. Do not get on a Zoom call and not ensure that you're on mute, Rachel Nichols, and say things that could get out to the public. Do not write an email that somebody can save, print, download, forward, all of the, like, even if you deleted said evidence, you sent the email to somebody else, now they have it. So unless you somehow make sure that they deleted it and didn't have any extra copies, I digress. The lawsuit has not been thrown out as of yet. It would appear that the city of Las Vegas is still determining if they are going to do that. So developing, honestly, I care very little about this because it baffles me. It baffles me that the NFL even has to ask them to throw this lawsuit out, because it shouldn't be a lawsuit that anybody took serious. And I have a real question for lawyers. And if you happen to be a lawyer and you're watching this, please answer, because I just need to know. I don't mean no harm. I just have questions, qualms, and concerns. How can you, as a lawyer, you in a general sense, in good conscience, like, defend people that you know are wrong? That's a real question. Like, again, I don't mean no harm. That's your profession. I get it. I just need to understand that. And no one has ever listened. I love a good Annalise Keating, okay? But you know that man murdered that man. In this case, it's not murder. But, like, you know that man's a racist. Like, he said it. He typed it. We all saw it. It's like, how do you defend that? He's a racist. I'm just confused. I have questions, and if you can answer that question, I will love you forever, because I just need to know. I'm just a wondering. Last but not least, we have some basketball today, folks. So it's like 3 stories in one. So we're going to start in present day and move a little backwards. So first and absolutely foremost, LeBron James has become the first player to score over 30,000 points with over 10,000 rebounds and over 9,000 assists. First NBA player ever to do it. Now I'm starting to not actually remember a time when LeBron wasn't in the league. I mean, I do remember, but it's like faint memories. And they're like quick, because I'm getting up there, guys. I'm getting up there in age. But first player ever to do that. So congratulations to him. Now that takes me into the game in which said feat has now happened. So on Wednesday night, the Lakers played the Pacers. They lost. And the hoopla about all of this is that Frank Vogel benched Russell Westbrook in the last couple of minutes. And now there's it's oh my God, kerfuffle. So the issue with this is, of course, he's Russell Westbrook, and everybody's like, how could you bench him? He was so peeved about it, right? Russell was, that he leaves. He doesn't stick around the locker room, no post-game interviews, not talking with his teammates, nothing. So he's tight. Now, the Lakers office is like, we totally support your decision. If you feel like he's not a finisher, this is not a direct quote, but if you feel like he's not a finisher, bench him. We bench. So the question becomes, is Russell a finisher? Now, that's a stupid question, to be completely honest. But basically what they're trying to say is, over the last several weeks, Russell has not been performing, especially towards the end of the game. And the straw that broke the camel's back, the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, was in their scouting report and all of the things, the Lakers were saying this is the type of defense we need to play, and Russell just wasn't performing. He apparently also did not have an amazing offensive night. So they were just like, we support your decision in giving him the sit down. Okay, so now you have Carmelo and LeBron and all the people are kind of dancing around the subject, especially LeBron, but we know that's what he's good for, to be honest. He dances. He dances, guys. He does. Amazing basketball player, but he gonna dance around some subjects, okay? But Carmelo Anthony's like, listen, Russ is just in a rough patch right now. I've been there. You know, we have to give him time, so on and so forth. Now, one more step backwards in this whole story is all of these things coupled on top of the fact that, first of all, the Lakers got blown out by Denver a couple of days ago, and Frank Vogel's entire job has been in jeopardy ever since that time, like 2 weeks ago, not even 2 whole weeks. So, again, the question becomes, Lakers office, you're saying you support his decision in sitting him down, but if they get blown out again and Russell's on the bench, are you going to fire this man and then be like, he shouldn't have benched him, like, because he got fired? Also, do players have rough seasons? Absolutely. Sure they do. It happens. We're people. They are people. Mental health, all of the things. But how do you have a player like Russell Westbrook and sit him on the bench and think he is going to continue to perform in the way that you would like him to? Now, for clarity, I'm not saying that Russell Westbrook, say that 5 times fast, should not play or like show up for practice. Like, I'm not saying he gets like some weird James Harden pass where he like doesn't have to come to work. Not saying that. For clarity, not saying that. But what I am saying is, I don't hear any solutions. I don't hear any solutions, people. Like, it sounds like you tried to make an example of him, but how are we going to fix the problem? Because now you done pissed him off. Like, and I get it, they lost and emotions are high, and you know, I'm sure he was pissed about the game that he had or is not overly happy about it. But again, at the same time, I don't hear any solutions. I just hear the Lakers support me. The Lakers support me. The same Lakers that were like, oh, sis, we gonna get you up out of here in a minute if we have another loss like this. Questions, qualms, and concerns. But we'll continue to follow this story and we'll talk about it maybe next week. As always, I am your girl, ChucTayyy. This is your RETV Sports Break. I will see you next week. See you later.
This is Tyron
and Nicole with your weekly RETV News Break. Each Thursday at 12 noon Eastern, we'll come to you with the latest news, trends, and more with a positive spin.
We know there's a lot of positive news that doesn't get reported, but we want to give you the opportunity to share your story here on RETV. If you have a positive news story you want us to share, you can submit your story to news@re-tv.net.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Relationship Entertainment Television YouTube channel. Download the new RETV Live app on your mobile device and follow Relationship Entertainment Television on your favorite social media platform.
Don't forget, make sure you tune into the RETV News Break each Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Until then, be blessed and be great.
Growing up in the church, we saw a lot. Things that people refuse to talk about. The elephants in the room. Mental illness, sexual abuse, broken families, domestic violence, and so much more. The Big E, The Elephant in the Room, is a show that sheds light on these topics. We're here to speak about the unspeakable.
Welcome to What's Going On? My name is Demita Joe. Each Wednesday, you can find me here at 3 p.m. I'll be over here discussing different things that are going on and try to bring you a boost of positivity for your week, because we all need this. We're going to share some feel-good stories. We might find a hometown hero. We may take a look at some trending topic, and sometimes we might even find a lesson in a not-so-warm and fuzzy story if we can. I'm Demita Joe, and I'll see you guys on the next episode right here on What's Going On?